I'm Phyllis Miller, and I'm going to do a recipe tonight that is very simple. It's going to be for our Thanksgiving luncheon tomorrow. But first, let me say thank you to Dana for doing this. I think it's so exciting, and we're going to get a lot of recipes, and it's a venue that I haven't done before of where we're actually taping, so that's going to be fun. Dana and I have been great friends since medical school 50 years ago. We've remained good friends since. I was born and raised in southeastern Tennessee, and went to Memphis to school and back to Chattanooga, where I've practiced my entire career. I'm now retired, so I was born, raised, and bred in Tennessee. But the recipe I'm going to do is pretty simple, and it's very forgiving, but it's a sweet potato casserole. You can very easily double this recipe if you have more than one occasion. I quite often do that, and then divide it, freeze one for later. It freezes very well. And then the one I'm doing tonight will be for our family Thanksgiving tomorrow. So we'll get started, and I've done some of it ahead of time just to shorten this a bit. But the recipe calls for 3 cups of sweet potatoes cooked and mashed. I boil them at a slow boil with a cover on the pan. And just a hint, it works better if you get the potatoes around the same size. I use medium. If you have a large one in there, it takes longer. If it's small, it gets all mushy. So if you can get them close to the same size. And this recipe calls for 3 cups of sweet potatoes. And that's usually about 4 medium potatoes. You might have a little bit left over. And I've already cooked them and mash them. I use a blender on a low setting and get them just where they're blended, but not mushy, not too mushy. But not lumpy either. Then I add 3/4 cup sugar. I've already measured everything out. And again, this is very forgiving. If you're a little bit off, that's okay. And in fact, with the sugar, if you don't like things really sweet, you could leave that off. This is one of those dishes you can pretend you're eating vegetables, but it's more like a dessert actually. So 3/4 cup sugar, teaspoon of salt, half a stick of margarine, the recipe says, but I always use butter for this. And I soften it a little in the microwave so that it will blend in more easily. So I'm doing that right now. And stir that up good. And a half a cup of milk. I'm using a skim milk because that's always what I have here, but probably a whole milk just for this would be better. So we'll stir that in good. The recipe calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, but where vanilla is called for, I always like to use either almond flavoring or a butter rum flavoring. It just gives it a little different taste. So half a teaspoon of this, and I've got a 1/4 teaspoon measure, so I'll just do 2 of them and stir that in well. And then 2 eggs beaten, and I've already beat the eggs, so now I'll just add them to the mixture here. And get this all mixed up real well. And you want to, of course, have an oven-proof casserole dish because this will go in the oven for a little bit. I am going to go ahead and put this in my casserole dish and have it ready. And it's actually the topping that really makes this and makes you think it's actually a little more of a dessert than a vegetable. Now for the topping, we put a cup of brown sugar, and I use light brown sugar. A half a cup of flour, and I use self-rising flour. I don't know whether it matters, but that's what I use. 1/3 stick of margarine, and again, I like to warm this a little in the microwave just to make it a little easier to blend. And then a cup of nuts. I'm going to stir this up good first. And then a cup of nuts. And I use pecans. You can use whatever you want. And you want them chopped very finely. Works better. Okay, and I'll put the nuts in that mixture. Cup of nuts. Get this all blended together real well. While I'm getting this to where I want it, I'll just tell you memories from medical school. As I recall, Dana's mother was in nutrition in some manner, working the school system. And she always had wonderful food, and she and Dana's dad would come down to visit, and it was just like having a second set of parents. They had good food, and they were so nice to us. So they were great people, good memories. And as y'all may know, Dana has kept the family farm and is able to come to Tennessee now and spend some time, which puts us a little closer together, and with just a little bit of traveling we can visit. And Dana was always so talented with sewing, cooking, everything else, in addition to being a top-notch medical student, and she has been phenomenal in her career. We'll just put it on top of the sweet potato mix. Okay, so this is the finished product, and now it's ready to pop in the oven at 350 degrees for 35 minutes, and I will do that in the morning just before I take it down for our noonday meal. So that's it, sweet potato casserole. Good for any occasion where you need to take a dish. And again, it's very easy to make 2 of them while you're at it and freeze one for later. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much.